Hello everyone! Kenya is renowned for its captivating wildlife documentaries. This is the land of vast herds of wildebeest and zebras, numbering in the millions, accompanied by Africa's greatest predators like lions and hyenas. Kenya is also the home of majestic flamingos and enormous elephants. Beyond its wildlife, Kenya is a breeding ground for some of the world's most outstanding track and field athletes. Let's explore what else makes Kenya fascinating in today's video. Firstly, in terms of geographical location, Kenya is a country in East Africa, bordered to the north by South Sudan and Ethiopia, to the south by Tanzania, to the east by Somalia and the Indian Ocean, and to the west by Uganda and Lake Victoria. With an expansive area of 224,000 square miles, equivalent to 580,000 square kilometers. It is a relatively large country, situated at an altitude of 4,920 feet, approximately 1,500 meters above sea level. Kenya's dominant terrain consists of high plateaus, with the northern regions featuring plains, sprawling valleys, and the vast Lake Turkana. In contrast, the southern part is a narrow, deep plain cut by towering mountains. In Kenya, the primary water sources are supplied by two rivers, the Tana and the Athi, originating in the southeast of the country, flowing across diverse landscapes before emptying into the Indian Ocean. Despite being on the equator, Kenya surprises many with its cool and comfortable climate due to its proximity to the sea, and the prevalence of high plateaus with temperatures ranging from 15–25 degrees Celsius. For nature enthusiasts, Kenya is familiar through iconic films like The Lion King, featuring Simba, Timon, and Pumbaa. Yet few know that these scenes were shot in Kenya. Positioned on the eastern side of the dark continent of Africa, Kenya is considered the world's largest natural wildlife park, boasting 61 national parks, with Maasai Mara being the most famous conservation area. Covering an area of 579 square miles, equivalent to 1,500 square kilometers, Maasai Mara is the shared home of 95 mammal species, amphibians, reptiles, and over 400 bird species. The region is densely populated with the Big Five: buffalo, elephants, leopards, lions, and rhinos. Additionally, cheetahs, giraffes, wildebeests, zebras, and hippos. The crocodile species also contribute to enriching the population of the reserve. Herbivorous species migrate here due to the vast expanses of lush green grasslands, while carnivorous animals are attracted to this area for its abundant and diverse food sources. Kenya, with its distinctive hot and humid climate along the coastline, temperate inland, and arid conditions in the north and northeast, surprises visitors with cool evenings and mornings despite receiving sunlight throughout the year. In the capital, Nairobi, from mid-June to early August, the weather turns chilly, coinciding with one of the world's largest and longest animal migrations. Over 2 million wildebeest, zebras, and other wildlife travel to Kenya's Maasai Mara to graze on the lush green plains. Notably, the wildebeest migration spans over 24 miles, equivalent to 40 kilometers, often referred to as the Great Migration, along a route extending from 497 to 994 miles, equivalent to 800 to 1,600 kilometers. Visitors can witness this spectacle from specially designed vehicles with open tops, providing ample space for tourists to observe African wildlife. Lake Nakuru is the largest natural saline lake in Kenya. Situated at an altitude of 5,755 feet, approximately 1,754 meters within Nakuru National Park, is a tranquil haven for flamingos. Millions of these birds choose this location as their home and breeding ground, coexisting harmoniously with other species. The rich ecological conditions, including numerous lakes, grasslands, and abundant algae, attract these rare birds. When flamingos return from their feeding expeditions, the lake's surface appears to be covered in a blanket of pink. Nakuru is praised by researchers as the world's largest bird sanctuary. hosting over 450 of the rarest bird species globally, emphasizing the need for conservation at various levels. As a nation situated on the eastern side of the African continent, Kenya boasts a unique cultural tapestry, a fusion of indigenous customs. With influences from Arab and Indian cultures, as well as the lasting impact of British colonialism. Despite facing challenges and belonging to the impoverished group in Africa, Kenyans take pride in their national identity. Kenya is home to diverse tribes with the Maasai, Samburu, Turkana, and Swahili being some of the most intriguing. Among the 48 tribes in Kenya, the Maasai, although not the most populous, maintain distinctive customs, particularly in their daily lives. The expansive grasslands become the chosen habitat for the Maasai, shaping their nomadic lifestyle and fostering a sense of freedom in their character. Maasai villages are uniquely designed with doors facing inward, creating circular clusters of about 8 houses per settlement. This architectural choice serves both as a means to deter wild animals and as a symbol of community unity, reinforcing the bonds among residents. Due to their nomadic traditions, Maasai houses are simple structures constructed with a mixture of clay, cow dung, and locally sourced branches for the framework. The blend of cow dung in the walls is believed to repel flies and mosquitoes as well as snakes. Despite the abundance of wildlife, the Maasai refrain from hunting for food, relying instead on their herded livestock. Each Maasai individual is a skilled herder, with cow and sheep being the most common domesticated animals. Every household has a herd of cattle with very long horns, and a flock of sheep for wool and meat. The Maasai build sturdy fences to protect their livestock from predators, and assign individuals to watch over them day and night. Maasai life intertwines with wildlife, and as a rite of passage at the age of 16, Maasai boys are required to kill a lion to demonstrate their maturity. However, due to the endangered status of lions, this practice is now prohibited. Most Maasai men are characterized by the absence of one front tooth. The practice of earlobe stretching and tooth removal is considered a sign of maturity for young men in this community. As they approach adulthood, these young men gather in a wide area where tribal elders are present to individually extract a front tooth for each of them. Following the tooth extraction ceremony, these young men are acknowledged as adults, granted the authority to make life decisions, and entrusted with tools like spears and knives for hunting. Naturally, they are also permitted to choose brides for themselves. If a young man lacks the customary earlobe stretching and has all front teeth intact, it is certain that he will not be recognized as a mature man, and women will not pay attention to him. Consequently, no family would accept such an individual as a son-in-law. While the government encourages the Maasai to transition away from their traditional semi-nomadic lifestyle, many Maasai tribes continue to embrace their customs. Several Maasai communities welcome visitors to experience their traditional way of life and culture. Up to the present day, the Maasai people still adhere to the practice of polygamy. A Maasai man can have multiple wives based on the wealth he possesses, and the women in the community do not have the freedom to engage in romantic relationships of their choice. They live accepting and accommodating the arrangements made by their families. The wives are considered as household helpers without distinctions between the first wife and subsequent ones. The Maasai have a rule against divorce. However, an intriguing custom allows women to have boyfriends outside of marriage as long as they do not become pregnant. Maasai weddings are celebrated as festivals with unique rituals. Notably, the bride's father spits water on her head and chest as a blessing. According to Maasai belief, the father's saliva symbolizes the best wishes from the bride's parents. Additionally, the groom's family gathers at the entrance of the village to shower the bride with insults and mockery as she enters her new home. Upon entering, the first person the bride meets is her mother-in-law, who splashes goat milk on her face. This act is meant to symbolize endurance and courage. If the bride bears a son early in her marriage, it is believed he will be courageous and strong. In contemporary Kenya, young Maasai individuals are leading more modern lives, incorporating knowledge and understanding from beyond their traditional customs. They are not blindly adhering to age-old practices, but rather learning and adapting to a changing world. This marks the conclusion of our journey into the Maasai culture. Thank you for your interest in this story. If you found it intriguing, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and share it with others.